Previously on the Rookie Revolution.
On part 1 of this video, I talked about how the Challenge All-Stars was created. Casting rumors were talked about, including Danny Jameson. I also recapped some of the cast members of the Challenge All-Stars, including Yes, Latarian, Hisela, Arissa, Kendall, and Tech, highlighting their best moments, talking about their past on the challenges, and comparing them to current challengers.
Today on the Rookie Revolution,
I go over the rest of the cast. Is Big Easy over his death? Will Katie have PTSD from smashing her face in the water? Find out all of my thoughts and me recapping the cast and more now.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run, teacher.
I'll win every fight.
Rookie Revolution.
This is a game!
Hey guys, what's up? It's the Rookie Revolution back with another video, and this video is a continuation of my last video, so I recommend watching that one first. But like last time, I will be going over each cast member of the Challenge All-Stars, as it can be hard to remember everyone or even find old seasons. I will be introducing you to everyone, showing you their best moments, a summary of their history on the show, my thoughts on them, and a current player I think they would play as or they remind me of. The first person I will be talking about today is Ace Amerson. Ace really is an incredibly nice guy, and that in itself can get him to a final. But the thing is, I don't think he is willing to go above and beyond for the game. And I also don't think he is willing to put aside his character for the game. If he doesn't want to do something, he just won't, like with the Speedo and the bug helmet. But Ace improved with every season he went on. On his first season, the Inferno 1, he was out right away. On Battle of the Sexes 2, he did slightly better, being the second male eliminated.
I'm pretty damn excited. Last time I went home first, this time I went home second. Next challenge, I'm gonna go home third.
But on the Gauntlet 2, he made it to the midway point, and probably would have made it further if it wasn't for his major screw up in one of the daily challenges. And finally, on the Inferno 3, which was his last season, he made it all the way to the final, which was really big for him, but he still was an under-average performer in all departments. I always call Ace an incredibly average player at the game, because in all reality, that's what he is. Another big downfall for him is that he has a knack for zoning out during the challenges.
You're gonna randomly select one cage, study it, go across the lake, find that exact match, bring it back.
I noticed etchings that have a different number on them.
I'll tell you what it was, come here.
The tail's completely different. He might not be the sharpest tool in the shed.
I told him, he wasn't listening to me.
He did not tell me about the markings on the feet. You didn't tell me.
I told the entire team there's markings on the legs.
We can piss on me all day long, tell me it's raining, it's piss.
But in the end, Ace is a charming, sweet, and laid-back guy, so my best comparison of a current-ish player would have to be Kahada. Next, we have Ruthie Alqaeda, and the best term I think you can use to describe Ruthie is spider monkey. She's just an impressive competitor. She has been on 4 past seasons of the challenge and has never won, but don't mistake never winning as a weakness. I genuinely think Ruthie is one of the best female competitors of all time. She is super small in stature, but has a heart of about 10 people. On Battle of the Sexes 1, which was her first season, she outlasted every single guy on the Dead Man's Drop competition. That's an understatement. She annihilated them.
Ruthie is hanging on just with ease, checking her watch, pretty much looking every guy in their face like, haha boys, I won this one for the girls.
Props to the talented Ruthie, the lows.
When I was going over Tech in part 1, I went over some of Ruthie's story in the real world Hawaii, but I think it will be mad cool to see how she interacts with Tech nowadays. Her last 2 appearances weren't as memorable, but my favorite all-time moment of Ruthie's is from the Duel 2 in the All Shook Up Daily Challenge.
You hit that pit, you're out.
Ruthie is an animal on those ropes.
Ruthie is hanging like a monkey from the top rope.
I'm gonna have to take them both out.
She's little, but she's scary.
Right back.
Ruthie is a freaking monkey, koala bear, ninja. She has tangled up somehow.
It feels really good to win a challenge.
The biggest weakness for Ruthie has to be the physical eliminations because when it comes down to it, she is just smaller than pretty much everyone else. Her best comparison of a current challenger has to be a mix of Turbo and Camilla. A little bit of Camilla, but only for the reason of how she can compete at a top level with being so small. And Turbo because, like I said, Spider Monkey. I'm just really happy to see Ruthie back. I think it's time to move on to Eric, also known as Big Easy. Listen, Big Easy is easily one of the most unique characters the show has ever had, and there is no denying that. He was first brought onto the show on Fresh Meat 1 and has been on a total of 6 seasons. Big Easy looks actually really good now. I really applaud his weight loss. On the show, however, I was not the biggest fan of his, but upon rewatches, I actually started understanding his point of view on things, as that he has always had something to prove. Big Easy has a really good social game, and with him being in shape now, he could be a real contender. His most memorable moment, and one of my favorite moments period, is when he died on the Gauntlet 3 final. I mean, I just don't think that will ever get old.
Who do you think is going to be the biggest anchor doing that? And I think that's easy.
We're not at the end. We're right now, son.
You go down, who's going to carry you?
I don't go down. Damn it. I stand up to the finish line. It's called heart and dedication, and I got it.
Saying he can't breathe.
Don't you put on me. Put on me. What are you going to do? Drag him out of space?
He's dying, she's crying. What the
There's nothing we can do.
We're going to finish this race for you, all right?
Big Easy's best comparison of a today's player has to be Polly, for the fact that Polly was pretty much Big Easy 2.0 on War of the Worlds 2. I really wish Big Easy the best on this show because I feel he's had a rough go. I think it's time we talk about Beth. Beth is one of the biggest names on the cast, and if you don't know who she is, get ready.
People with me, I just might with their game. Bye-bye.
Beth is one of my favorite personalities to ever be on the show. She's a villain, but more of an anti-type of villain. You can't help but root for her. She always gets under people's skin, even enough for Tina to throw away her whole game and punch Beth in the face on the duel 1.
Beth, you don't stand back in 2 seconds, I'll punch you. Beth convinces me, do it. Nice face. I did us all a favor. That was worth $150,000.
Beth was on MTV from the beginning pretty much, being on The Real World Season 2 and her first season of The Challenge being Season 2 of The Challenge. Beth is a true OG. Beth has been on 7 seasons altogether, but believe it or not, she has never made one final ever. Some might count Season 2 as a final, but you couldn't get eliminated, so I don't really. Beth has also quit the game twice, which, I mean, she's had a good reason to on the Inferno 2 because of her things getting destroyed.
Is that a real Louis Vuitton bag?
Yeah.
But not on the Gauntlet 2 in my opinion.
I'm really hating my team. I'm sick of everybody disrespecting me.
Tonight's Gauntlet is Beach Brawl.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you are. Come on, get in there.
No, honestly, I'm not doing it.
Well, how come you're still here?
For Beth being gone. Thanks for nothing!
The best comparison for Beth has to be a nice mix of Ashley and Wes. Beth is just the best type of villain, and I am so excited to see her back. Next, we have Alton Williams, and all you really need to know about Alton is that he is a freak of nature. He really is one of the greatest pure athletes to ever play the game. With abs that can cut glass, he has been on 4 seasons and won once. His first 2 seasons are some of the best single season performances ever. Now, on the Inferno 3, which was his 3rd season, he was still really good, but he lost some of his edge, I would say. He wasn't as dominant as you would expect him to be. But then we get to Battle of the Seasons 2, which was his most recent season, and what most new fans would think of when they see him. His game was pretty much atrocious politically, and his head was just not in the game whatsoever, which was sad. Physically, he was fine, but when you are so mentally out of it, you just can't play at your A game. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried Alton will go in with this Battle of the Seasons mindset, which if he does, he will lose. But if he comes in with this old mindset, the other competitors better watch out. Alton's best moment by far is his elimination against Adam King. What's even better is that Alton let Adam pick the elimination.
Anybody who's written this off as Alton's Gauntlet, he's gonna win for sure, is making the wrong decision. I have a shot here.
You're gonna make your way up the net. First guy to retrieve that flag will stay. Wow.
He's just a freak of nature.
I had no idea that somebody could scale the net as fast as you, let alone you.
Alton is the best climber in challenge history, period. The most comparable challenger to Alton has to be Jordan, strictly based off athletic ability alone. Katie Doyle. Katie is amazing. That's all you really have to know. But honestly, Katie is far and away one of the most entertaining people to ever be on the show. She has this ferocious side that produces incredible TV. Just look at her fight with Veronica. That fight is just crazy and incredible.
With me once again. Yeah, laugh. Laugh. Me, you are a short, squatting, acting fake.
Katie has been on 9 seasons of the show and has won once. She has always had a reputation that she's a weak competitor, but I just don't see that at all. I actually think she is really scrappy and decent at eliminations. Katie has so many incredible moments, like her faceplant in the water on Cutthroat.
There's no way you're ever gonna get hurt. Right into your face.
Her elimination against Julie is up there. And of course, the plunger in her bed situation, among many others. There are no shortages of her greatness in these shows. I consider Katie to be one of a kind, but if I had to name a person similar, it would have to be Melissa because of how underestimated but competitive they both are. But still, not really. Katie really is one of a kind. After editing, oh my gosh, Amanda, I can't believe I didn't think of that. The next one I'm going to do is actually 2 in 1. We have Derek Kosinski and Darrell Taylor. I will not be talking too much about these two since they are very well-known players, but pretty much these are 2 of the best players to ever play the game. Darrell has 4 championships, or 5 if you count Champs vs Pros, while Derek has 3. If they get to a final, they will most likely win. Darrell is super funny and probably has the best endurance ever, being in that he has never lost a final. Derek is the most gritty and heartfelt player of all time, and you just don't want to see him in an elimination round. These 2 are honestly one of a kind, and you can't compare them to anyone. You really can't. Trisha is back. Trisha is one of those people where you either love her or hate her, and I personally am not the biggest fan. I guess I'm just not a fan of the way she plays the game. Trisha has been on 4 past seasons and is probably most known for her fight with Anissa on Rivals 2.
You are the trash shell you were, and you're always gonna be trash. I'm not gonna hear.
Along with her relationship with Mike the Miz, which, fun fact, they won Fear Factor together back in the day. Trisha is just an average competitor, but her connections with Alton, Jemmy, and Katie, to name a few, will really help her out. Another memorable moment is her accident on the Gauntlet 1, but I also feel bad about that.
Mike and I decided to go mountain biking. It's the first time I've ever ridden a mountain bike.
Just hopped out on the bike.
I flipped over the bike. I landed on my face.
It is nice to see Trisha back, and she reminds me of, honestly, I don't know, Faith? No one really. Cyrus is another true OG coming on to this season. He was and is a challenge icon, and he really is just a likable guy that you want to succeed on the show. Cyrus has been on 5 total seasons. He has really great team spirit and is an asset to any team he is on. I'm just really eager to see how he will compete since it's been a while since we have last seen him. Cyrus has gone into a fight with TJ Lavin once, and that's a history book moment.
But yelling at me. What? You heard me? No, you don't want to do that with me, man. Grown ass man. Who is it? Act professional here. This is a freaking game.
Cyrus again is one of a kind. The same thing can be said for Nehemiah. Nehemiah is a great guy with a great love and respect for the game. Nehemiah is actually the only person to ever beat Kenny in an elimination round. He just has lots of moments where people underestimate him, but he always shows up and impresses everyone. Nehemiah looks huge now and is a real contender to win the show in my opinion. The last time we saw Nehemiah was under unfortunate circumstances with Evan as his partner, but now he has a real chance to shine, and I don't think he will waste it. Nehemiah has also been on 4 seasons and has won once. And the player he reminds me of is Devin, honestly, because he's not afraid to go against the big dogs and he believes in his abilities. Just a quick disclaimer, these last ones I didn't feel needed much covering, so I did them without much detail, but I just didn't want to leave them out. Also, I'm not going to compare them to anyone since they are either too recent or important in the show's history. John A. Mannion is back, and man, it is great. Janae has always been one of those people who is just likable, and you can't help but root for. She looks really great, and I think she has everything going for her in this cast. Jemmye is also back, and while I don't consider her an OG, I love her. Her confessionals and her insults are some of the best this show has ever seen. She looks really great, and she's a welcome addition to any season in my book. Kellyanne Jude is also back, and she is another person who, no matter what season she is on, you should just expect her to do well. She's a very well-rounded competitor, and I have always felt that she could have been a champion had she done more seasons. I think it's great Kellyanne is back on. No one remembers Anissa. I mean, who is she? Oh yeah, 14 seasons and never won. No shade. Everyone knows Anissa, and even though she has never won, she is a staple, and quite honestly, she really is one of the female faces at this point. Anissa has her fans and she has her haters, but she is an OG and she is an all-star. And finally, we have Mark Long, the guy who created this whole show, as I showed in part 1. Mark is quite remarkable. He is one of the most legendary players of all time, and as he says, he is a godfather, which I have to agree with after he created this all-star show. Mark has had so many great moments throughout the years, and everyone loves him, and he's a political mastermind in these games. I can make a whole video just talking about Mark, but I have a feeling they're going to be highlighting him a whole lot on episode 1. I've been editing so much I'm gonna crash, but I did it. I covered them all. I hope this helped you all at least a little bit in preparation for All Stars, and I really hope you all enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter at RookieRevo, like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, take care.